Thank you.
Yay! And mini Sonja. All right, how are you going taking a seat?
I'm all good.
I tell you what, it's nice not to be pregnant doing Spotlight.
I bet.
You know what this? But that was me.
Yeah.
Like, this time last year.
It was actually, because Carol's birthday was just...
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
All right, Sonja. So, you said in your application form that your business has grown 381% since you joined the social club, which is enormous. I don't even think my business has grown that much since I joined the social club. You're going to have to teach me some things. Can you talk to me about what your business looked like at the start versus now? Like when it was just you versus now?
Yeah. I first started my business back in 2018, and honestly, I genuinely didn't know I even was going to own a business. It kind of found me. And I started out with 10 clients, and in the first year I didn't even have a website, and I'm a Google specialist, not having a website. Totes. And for me it was very much, I just wanted to help the clients that wanted my help. I didn't really intended growing it, and then it wasn't until the results that they were getting I realised it wasn't about me anymore. I needed to get over myself. I had major imposter syndrome despite having a degree in masters in marketing and been in the industry for 15 years. But I had a whole host of bullshit stories. I was telling myself that nobody's going to want to listen to me, and who do I think I am? And I remember my first live, I was literally bawled my eyes out. I was like, oh, I'm going to be judged. Oh, trust me.
To watch?
Well, I wasn't crying online, but secretly to myself, like, yeah. So it was like the struggle was real for me. Like the fear of judgment was real, and I honestly feel that every single business owner, when they first start out in business, struggles with the same thing. And even the clients that I have, you know, they all have that fear of judgment and imposter syndrome. So for me, it was very much me, myself, my laptop, my pajamas, not disciplined, working in the laptop lifestyle, replaced my income, and then the pandemic hit, and I was like, oh shit, I kind of need to make a real go of this and not treat it like a hobby, because I really could not see myself working for somebody else again. Like, it would make my skin crawl. I've been in agency land for a very, very long time, and I didn't really have the best experience, because I do feel like the industry at times can overpromise and underdeliver. And my morals are very, very close to my heart, with trust, respect, loyalty, integrity. It's who I am as a person. So in Ireland, I found the stuff that people got away with here, you would actually be fired on the spot.
Like what?
Charging retainers, but actually not doing the work. And you can physically see in Google if the work's been done or not. And you can check analytics, you can check Google Ads. So for me, I'm like, I had one client alone, top luxury builder here in Perth, come to me from another agency, and the campaign was never optimised in 3 years, but they paid 120 grand in retainer. So I'm like, to me, that's stealing.
Yeah, but I think to most people that's stealing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like charging for a service that you're not doing.
Because it's not regulated.
No, it's not. And
so no one's checking it.
Nobody's checking it, and nobody knows what to do. So I'm just like, Sonja comes along and like, I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to show you how to check all that shit, girlfriend. So for me, it's just all about, I think, you know, they're like, the industry that I come from, it can be quite corrupt, and I genuinely believe that there is a place for doing the right thing, and the results can be absolutely phenomenal if it's done correctly. And I just genuinely feel that this is my passion, and I've been doing it for such a long time. So when I first started the business, I had set up as a Marketing Republic and got the logo done in Fiverr, and I just done was better than perfect, and away I went. And for me, it was like I was just hiding behind my logo and just working for my clients. But again, I realised then with the pandemic, personal brand was just everything, which I'll touch on later. But and I knew I needed to build trust, and you're not going to build trust with just with a logo. You need to put your face on camera. And when you gave me those challenges about what needed to happen for myself, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, everyone's going to fucking judge me. But at the same time, you know, another level, another devil, you know, and here I am. And now the business has been rebranded 2 weeks ago to the Search Republic, and we have like the identity of the penguin, which instills long-term relationships. And we've moved office twice, and I have an online program that I set up with you when we done Social Club Plus. And I genuinely love what I do. Like, I absolutely adore what I do. And yeah, I now am living the life of my wildest dreams, and I do not have that agony aunt on your shoulder telling you you're not good enough anymore, because I think everybody is worth more than what they deserve in this world, and anything you put your head to, you can achieve. It's just all got to do with mindset. So yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks.
I like that. Amazing. And it's so true, because when we first started working together, you would never have said everything you just said now.
No, never.
You're like, I have to put my face online.
Yeah.
The next minute you're like, can I see the spotlight? How does that happen?
Yeah, I think got out of my own way, and I think when you make it not about yourself and make it about the people that you serve, like you just don't come into the equation.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
And that's something, if you're feeling nervous about anything in business, it's not about you. It's about who you're helping and what you can do for them and how you can change their lives and how you can make a difference to their lives. So focus on that whenever you start getting that little imposter syndrome come in and hold you back. Yeah. It's not about you. Remember me saying that. Stop being selfish. Yeah. It's not about you. Okay.
Get over yourself.
No. All right. So in your application, you said that your business is on track to hit $1 million in revenue this financial year.
Yeah.
So you're not doing it all alone.
No.
And this is something that obviously I talked about at the start as well, but I think for so many small businesses, what is holding them back from growing is fear of delegation, and we've all done it because we think nobody can do it like I can do. So who was your first hire? Like, how many people do you have on your team now?
12.
What?
Yeah.
All right, who was your first hire and why did you start there? And do you think hiring the first person was the hardest? And does it get easier?
Great question. So my first hire was my Google Ads and SEO specialist, because for me, it's identifying the traps. So anybody can run a Google Ads campaign, anybody can run an SEO campaign if they know what they're doing. However, to actually get the result and find the magic sweet spot is all down to strategy, and it's all down to optimizing a campaign around the problem that's being solved, not necessarily around the amazing service that you offer, so a very technical service. So you need to focus on the problem that's being solved. So for me, I said to myself, I was like, okay, well, if these people can work for me in the background and I'm just in charge of the results and I'm in charge of the strategy and I'm in charge of loving on the clients, then that retention's going to go through the roof, and then we can bring in more clients into the agency, and then it just doesn't have to be me doing everything. So I started from there, and honestly, the people that I did employ were people I had worked with previously that were incredible at what they did. And then from there, it gets easier, but like only last week, I'm not sure if anyone follows me, but I had a fucking hit moment, and I was like, fuck, I'm having a baby in like 5 weeks time, and like, oh my god, what, like handing my whole business over to my team, and nobody's going to do it like I can do it. But then I'm like, okay, I'm pregnancy insomnia.
Also, pregnancy insomnia, wild hormones telling you the whole life is falling apart, because I called Carlo the devil inside of me. It took me a long time to process that, because it makes your mind go crazy. And if your business is your first baby, which it is, you get that fear of, oh my god, I spent all this time building this thing up, and now I'm leaving it, and it's going to die. Yeah,
like honestly, the struggle's real. I'm like, okay, so I just kind of, everything that I've learned today is surrendering. So I really need to take a leaf out of my own book and pull my head in and just practice what I preach. So it's learning to trust the process, and I love to fucking control everything because I can make shit happen all the time in my business.
I'm sure there's a few people here who can relate. Is that feeling?
100%. Like, it's crazy. But then the one thing you can't control is childbirth, and not knowing when she's going to come stresses me the fuck out. But I'm like, okay, just going to have to surrender some more and know that the universe has my back, and she will show up and everything will be fine and my clients aren't going to leave me. Oh, she will, and she'll rock my word. I actually think, I imagine if I went into labour today.
It'd be something we haven't done before. Get off message about Spotlight Baby.
No, the search princess.
Don't worry, we'll look after you. Alright, so basically we're all fucked because it doesn't get easier.
It does. No, I didn't mean it like that. No, it definitely does, because I did want to actually touch on that point and so I can feel their energy. So I wanted to show up on my gram like completely authentic, and it's mad, like, because the more that you are back, you stay true to who you are and not try to be somebody that you're not. Fucking, it's like magic. It's like, God, I feel that, and the more vulnerable you are and the more raw you are, it's like, God, like, watch the engagement explode. So for me, my Sonja the Search Queen account is not just all business. It's me with my 2 Labradoodles, Coco and Milo. It's me speaking about my fertility journey. It's me speaking about my vulnerabilities. It's me sharing my wins. It's me sharing my expert advice. But at the same time, I feel like having a business account, some of the content I do repurpose after a 6-month period if I feel it's relevant. But the majority of my leads come from Sonja the Search Queen, and they always have done. And that was one of the reasons why I rebranded, because I wanted to actually establish its own, my business establish its own identity that doesn't revolve just around Sonja the Search Queen. So it is difficult managing both, but I think that anybody that just has a business account, whether you know it or not, you also have a personal brand. It's how you show up, and it's what people say about you when you're not in the room. So the more you can put your face on camera, even if you have a business account, know that you do have a personal brand, even though you might not have a separate account. So that is kind of, I think for me, it's about who you are and embodying that, whether you have 2 accounts or 1 account, it's still your brand. Yeah.
I completely agree with you. And you just talked about your fertility journey. So this is something that we have spoken about, Sonja and I, a lot. And it was a long journey, and it was a hard journey. And as I'm sure so many of you can relate to, when you're running a business and you have these insane things going on in your personal life, and you've got to show up for your clients and pretend everything's fine, and you've got to show up for your team and pretend everything's fine. So how did that work for you? How did you continue to show up along that journey?
Do you know what it was? I felt like, for me, 2018, 2019 was probably the most difficult year of my life. I got married in September 2018, and 6 months into my marriage, myself and my husband became aware that our road to conceiving our baby was going to be very difficult. So that was 6 months just being married, and then we started having to decline all these social gatherings, because every time we came to a social gathering, like, oh, when are you having kids? And I'm like, fuck off. Like, so it's kind of one of those things. I kind of had to distance myself and prioritize my mental health, and I found myself being very triggered by people announcing their pregnancies and, you know, baby showers, and I kind of was like, I don't want to be that person where I'm begrudging because it's such a miracle. So I had to do a lot of deep reflection. And the fertility journey for us has been probably every single obstacle you can imagine. And last year when we done Social Club Plus, went through IVF and had the eggs collected, and then like we've had multiple surgeries between the 2 of us, and then last year we found out we were pregnant with a baby boy and lost the baby at 8 weeks, and then now we are pregnant with a baby girl, and she's due in like 4 weeks, and that's amazing. And I really feel like, when I look back in reflection, like, you know, it's been a very, very difficult 3-year journey, but I genuinely wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm not just saying it now, but I'm like, do you know when they say when you go through really shit times and then you look back and you're like, everything happened for a reason, and it, like, all of the synchronicities, and like, I asked for a business, I asked for a lifestyle to work around my kids. I got exactly what I asked for, just not in the package I asked for. So there's been so many lessons and so many blessings, and that's the reason why I'm writing a book about it. And the name of it is like, so when you having kids? Because it's a question you should never ask anyone. And then showing up on for myself, honestly, my business has been this biggest blessing, because, you know, when you're so far in your own trauma, and you I'm sure you can relate when your stuff going on with your sister as well, like, you just need to take yourself out of it and focus on something else. And for me, the business was like, okay, well, I can't control this, so I'm just going to have to get myself out of this funk and throw myself wholeheartedly into it. And honestly, it's been the biggest distraction for me. And the more I just was like, okay, I'm going to put myself online, and one day I'm going to find the courage to speak about fertility, and one day I'm going to be able to have the confidence to be a keynote speaker, and one day, like, you know, so it was all of these little goals and mindset blocks that I had to overcome. So the business allowed me to do that, but actually sharing my journey on Instagram, definitely people resonated with me more, and the connections I've built, and now I literally have all these amazing connections, and I've become very dear friends and very dear clients, and yeah, I feel like it's, honestly, I'm just feel completely on purpose. So yeah, and just showing up even on the days that you don't want to show up. It's like, just get over yourself and put yourself out there, and you know, if you can touch one person with your story, you would have made their day. Because the minute I started talking about the deep fears and the deep shadows that are going on in my life, the amount of people that will message you say, thank you so much, I really needed to hear that today, you know, because not everything is sunshine and rainbows. It's not all plus plus.
Life is not the highlight reel of
It's not, definitely not.
Well, I'm so happy with you.
Thank
and
you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure there are people here today whose story has, your story has touched them.
Thank you.
When we're ready to talk about women experiencing I'm sure there's women here today who have experienced very similar or are currently going through it. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So big round of applause for Sonja. Where can the people find you if they want to get to the top of Google?
You can actually message me on Sonja the Search Queen, or my business is called The Search Republic. I'm always open to DMs, and yeah, in terms of helping you find you on Google, again, I'm happy to have a chat, but it's not always the right fit for everyone. So let's have a chat and then go from there. But I'm not taking on any clients till September, so you can look into my calendar. Well, I realise I can't do everything. So.
Actually, you have a pretty big job ahead of you, and I think when you go as someone who's very new in this mum biz life world, you do realise maybe why it didn't happen.
Yeah.
When you originally wanted, because
I wouldn't have had the business.
Wasn't ready yet.
No, 100%, and I wouldn't have had the business. So very grateful for everything that you've done, and thank you so much for supporting me and reaching, like pulling me out of the dark times, because I remember like trying to get myself on Instagram and being that go-to girl, and like developing that trust within my industry that was so desperately needed. Like I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So I really appreciate it. And I've done all your programs, so if you haven't done the mega audit, do the mega audit. And maybe Social Club Plus if it comes back.
Thank you, Sonja.
You are most welcome. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you.